Texas Wildlife Association was created 25 years ago by ranchers, landowners, hunters, outdoor enthusiasts that really understand and respect our natural resources and knew that there was a need for an association that could guide those other ranchers and farmers and outdoor enthusiasts in protecting and conserving our natural resources.
One of the things that's always impressed me about the organization is the organization's mission recognizes the important relationship between landowners, those wildlife resources that are found on those private properties, as well as the different stakeholder groups that have interests that relate to these things. There's no other organization that places as much emphasis on servicing the needs of public values on private properties as the Texas Wildlife Association. And I think that in itself makes it a very special organization.
Three key words in the mission statement of the Texas Wildlife Association are conservation, management, and enhancement of wildlife and wildlife habitat in Texas. For 26 years, the leaders and members of the Texas Wildlife Association have done their best to be stewards of the state's natural resources.
And it is the job of Texas Wildlife Association and our conservation efforts to not only conserve habitat, but also to educate the people of urban areas and have them have a feel for wildlife and wild areas. So in the future, they have an appreciation for wildlife and will make decisions based on their appreciation of that wildlife, so we can continue to have wild areas and beautiful places in the state.
The Texas Wildlife Association is also a proud sponsor of the Texas Brigade Camps. The Texas Brigade Camps will host 5 youth camps across the state of Texas, training conservation and wildlife ambassadors for tomorrow. These camps specialize in teaching young men and women the value of conservation, the value of good land stewardship, and the value of wild things and open spaces. This is what the Texas Wildlife Association is all about.
It's vitally important getting yellow school buses out on the ground. Our conservation legacy programs are award-winning programs throughout the nation, and they're the model for programs in other states, and we've exported our model, which means that Texas is leading the way on several fronts through Texas Wildlife Association. Texas leads the way as far as private land stewardship is concerned. We have 142 million acres of private farms, ranches, and forest lands in Texas. Many of those landowners are members of Texas Wildlife Association, and they have figured out the key to voluntary land stewardship.
You know, starting 25 years ago, we've evolved. We've gone from focusing on private property rights primarily because private property rights is a cornerstone, it's a foundation for those landowners to successfully manage and conserve those natural resources. Moving forward, it became very obvious to those founders and leaders of TWA that there needed to be more of a proactive approach to educate the public on our great natural resources of Texas. So we now have educational programs that are directed at the youth and adults of Texas that will be one day those caretakers, and to have a true understanding and a respect for those resources is paramount. So the leaders have developed TWA into what you see today, and so much of it is out of a love and devotion for our natural resources.